I can't tell you how many folders I have like this. Does this look familiar? Logo, final 4, no really, I mean it, .psd, right? Yeah. So look, I think there's a better way. I think we can stop storing the raw materials that we use in our work today in file systems that were designed decades ago. Instead, we should have all of our assets at our fingertips when we need them, wherever we're doing our work on any device that we have. That was the motivation behind the Creative Profile. That's what I'd like to show you now. And the first thing you can see is that I am logged in, right, with my Creative Profile. So everything is connected here. And if you look, I've got this Creative Cloud icon, and I've got a new feature here called the library. And it's got everything I need. Now, this is brand new. We're shipping it today in the version of Photoshop that you'll be able to download as part of your Creative Cloud membership. So I've got all my colors here, and color themes as well. I've got typographic styles. I've got layer styles that I've extracted right out of layers in a bunch of documents. I've got a bunch of brushes here that I'm using in various applications, and then a bunch of graphics that I'm going to use, right? So let me just open a file that I've been working on with a web designer for a client called Hikefinder. And I just want to show you how incredibly simple it is to just select something in one of these, drag it over, and just like that, there it is. I've got this image. Now it's in my Creative Cloud, right? It's connected to my Creative Profile. So if I were to switch over to the new Illustrator, which also has libraries in it now, you can see that right down here, oh, look at that. Unable to connect to server. That's great. I'm going to build a mobile app for this client. Built this library full of device templates with blank screens so that I could just literally like drag right over and just get started. So that's what we're going to do now. I'm just going to put that right there. Looks good. We'll go back over to the Hikefinder. There we go. And I'll come down here. I got this image, which I think is going to look lovely right there. That's looking pretty good. Okay. I need the logo, so I'm going to go back over to Illustrator. So here you go. And before I do, like, I could just drag this right into my library and I would have it all synced up. But before I do, I'm just going to select it. Now, this is an Illustrator file, right? So Illustrator knows everything about it, and it knows all the qualities of that. So if you look right down here at the bottom, right, Illustrator is saying, oh, yeah, I know what's going on here. You have a color on this. And so I can simply click that, and there's my color. It's going to sync up, and now I've got that in the Creative Cloud. I can use that everywhere. I can grab the typographic style, and just like that, there we go. I've got that as well. And then I could grab the graphic as well. Now, before I do that, though, I don't think this blue is going to work on that background that we're doing in the mobile app. So instead, I'm going to switch over to this iPhone that I have here and show you the Creative Profile on a mobile device. So I'm running Adobe Color here, so I'm just going to launch that right up. And here you can see I've got all the themes that I have been collecting. But look at this, right? I am connected to my Creative Profile. Launch Color, and I will, right here, add a new color palette. Now, this is looking pretty gray, so thankfully I brought something with me. I borrowed this from my son. He would probably say I stole it from him, but we'll just grab that. That's looking good. I will name this Maxed, and there we go. And there's my palette, right? And right now, in the background, that's being synced to the Creative Cloud. It's just as simple as that. So all those libraries are going to have this. And, well, there it is. Good. So let me just drag that out. I'm going to try that one. Well, we'll just do it like that. We'll go for a little redesign of the logo here on stage. And I'm going to show this to the client, see what they think. So just like that, round trip, right, with all of my devices connected together. And we do our work by ourselves all the time, but we also do a lot of work together. So we built another feature. In fact, if I show you right under here, I've got a menu item here with my library called View on Website. So if I were to select that, I'd come right over to this website at adobe.com, which is also linked to my Creative Profile. So what I've got here is everything that I just showed you in the palette, but organized with this sort of elegant and beautiful design that acts as a sort of automatic style guide. always showing me everything that we're currently using with this client, right? So here's my colors and the typographic styles and all those images. Then under the action menu, look at this. I have a function here called Collaborate, so that when I click on that, it will pop up this dialog that shows me all the members of my team right here, and here they are. This is everybody I'm working with, right? So that means everything that I have in this library, they have as well. So think about that for a minute, right? So yeah, thank you. Well, good. I don't even need to ask you to think about it. I think you get it. But that means every single change that I make is broadcast out to my team. So they always have the latest version of the logos and the colors and the type styles and everything. I think this is going to bring out the type A in a lot of creative directors. Am I right? All right, cool. Now, I just want to show you one last thing. And that is, up here, I have been running the desktop version of the Creative Cloud app the whole time. So you can see I got a bunch of stuff, my team is here and stuff like that. And that's because my creative profile is here as well. And I'm connected to our community, right? So here is all the work that my community is working on right now. That's pretty cool. But we also have a new feature that we have been working on called the Market. Now, we have worked with Behance members to license from them over 20,000 individual assets that you can use in your work. And it's all right here if I click on assets, and here's the Market, right? And you can see I've got vector shapes and icons and patterns and brushes, and I just have so much stuff here. And I can use all of it. Now, let me just show you how easy that is. I'll select right here for a search, and I think for Hike Finder, we will search for tent. Let's see. There we go. Some tent icons. This is looking good. This feels like the style that we've been using. So I'm going to go right here, and look at that. When I click download, it shows me all the libraries, right? So everywhere that I've got my library, I can now have this tent. So I'm going to say, put it in the Hike Finder library, and now it's going to sync, right? Back to the Creative Cloud. It knows that it's in my profile. So that means if I go back to Illustrator, and I will create a new document here for you. That looks good. And there it is. It just pop up. I drag it like that. And again, my whole team has it as simple as that.